Hello guys and gals, in today's episode I'll be talking about Digimon Rumble Arena and fighting Foodons. So we'll start with the anime, like always. Today's anime, Fighting Foodons, is another crazy anime. I don't know how quickly I'm going to get through all these crazy ones before I get into ones that are a little bit more serious, but might as well start with something fun. So Fighting Foodons is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's a fighting anime, except not martial arts like Ultimate Muscle, it's more like Digimon, or Pokemon. Or any one of those mons. Except this one, it's an anime where cooks battle by having their food come to life. I mean, like, literally, you cook spaghetti, you get a spaghetti monster that fights with spaghetti. Cook a hot dog, you get a cowboy hot dog. Cowboy hot dog, I don't get that one, but oh well. But yeah, no, the basic premise is you got your main characters, they're cooks, one's an aspiring cook who wants to be the best cook in the world. You've seen this all over. And he's cooking in competitions to try and beat other famous cooks, good and bad, and get stronger and stronger, make the best meals that can turn into the best monsters and defeat the other meals that have turned into monsters. And spices have an effect to some degree. Everything has an effect to some degree. You're building this, meal, and each meal can, or each, item of the meal can fight. And you're fighting each other and trying to win, and he's trying to progress forward. I don't have a lot to talk about this one because I only saw a few episodes, but I did enjoy what I saw, but it wasn't on TV where I was watching TV for long enough, and I wasn't right in the age range where I was going to keep going back and watch every single episode that was available. Do I think it's good? Yeah. Do I think it's worth a watch? Totally. If you want something cheesy that you can laugh at, it's definitely good. It's not as good as a series like Pokemon was, or a series like Digimon was, but it's definitely a fun little series to jump into, and I'd certainly recommend it to watch. At the very least, it'll give you quite a few chuckles or a few groans at what was funny back when it came out, because it was a legitimately funny show for what I remember when I watched it. Obviously my recommendation for that one's a little shorter because I don't have as much personal knowledge on it, but I do think it's neat and I think it's worth giving a look at. Moving on to Digimon Rumble Arena now, I have a lot on that one because I'm a huge Digimon fan, specifically the older Digimon, not so much the newer or even in the intermediate areas. I was growing out of that type of anime when it started getting into the mid-series. The first two seasons I really, really liked. After that, it got a bit out of my taste range. Still good for the most part, I just didn't care for it. I'm not drawn into the new stuff in any way, shape, or form. But the old, more classic Digimon I really enjoyed, and Digimon Rumble Arena is one of those games I really enjoyed. It's actually one of two, both in that same series, which are the only Digimon games I've played that I've actually enjoyed. So I can't say that I think all the Digimon games are good, just like I can't say I think all the Pokemon games are good. But Digimon Rumble Arena, I really enjoyed that. Standard 2D fighting game, kind of like Smash Brothers, but not nearly as much going on. But what it did have was really cool, is because obviously it's Digimon. They can change form, and unlike in Pokemon where if they change form they're kind of permanently there, Digimon will change form and they'll go back, they'll regress. So in Digimon Rumble Arena, your idea was you're beating your opponent, they have their health, and you're working it down, but if you get enough points, you can Digivolve, you can level up, and you can use that increased strength and ability to try and take your opponent out. On the field, there'd be certain little things like little health items, or items to give you more attack, or more speed, or slow your opponent down, that kind of stuff. And it was really basic, but I mean, it's PlayStation 1. We didn't have a lot to work with at that point. Was it fun? Oh, goodness, yes, I really enjoyed this. One of my favorite games for the PlayStation was probably Digimon Rumble Arena, and one of my favorite games for PlayStation 2 was probably Digimon Rumble Arena 2. I'm going to do both in the same review because, one, I took less time than I expected with, obviously, the other review, or recommendation, not so review. But they're both very similar. One's just a little bit more advanced because they took more time with it. Digimon Rumble Arena, the first one on PlayStation, was a very fun game. You had, I believe, 8 or 10 Digimon to choose from. Obviously, if you know Digimon, they're pretty much par for the course. Nothing special. There's neat ones. There's the ones that you're like, oh yeah, I knew him, but I don't care to play that person. When you move on to Digimon Rumble Arena 2, there was a whole lot more going on because it was on the PlayStation 2. It had more power to work with. The levels looked better. The Digimon themselves looked better. The attacks and everything had better, detail to them. It was more nuanced. But on top of that, the levels were a little bit more intricate, and that was really fun. I do have to say I probably enjoyed Digimon Rumble Arena 1, just jumping back in and playing it more. But if I'm going to play something for a longer period of time on the classic game, Rumble Arena 2 has a little bit more going for it. You can play it a little bit longer and enjoy it more. But they're definitely both really good games, and if you get the chance to play either one of them, I recommend it. They're both tremendously fun. Not the same level as, like I said, Smash Brothers, but still very fun if you want something different. If you want a different flavor than what Smash Brothers provides, then I'd really recommend Digimon Rumble Arena and Rumble Arena 2 on PlayStation 1 and 2. Other than that, obviously, I think these are both great games, and in the case of the anime, I would say you're probably going to be sitting down and enjoying an episode or two of Fighting Foodons, and then if you really like it, you'll continue, but after that, you probably won't go back with it. Whereas if you have a PlayStation 1 or 2, and you can run those games, and you find Digimon Rumble Arena 1 and 2, I think you'll probably enjoy them for quite a while. Other than that, I think that's about it. Once again, I hope you enjoyed, and if you play the games or watch the show and you enjoy it, awesome. Like and subscribe.